Big reading book in your practice book.
Would that be gray?
So the sky turns this before a big storm.
Gray.
Mm-hmm. Big chapter book for reading. Your regular reading book and
When it's typing club time, can we have extra?
no, but if we get our reading done and we are working good, maybe we can do an extra recess at this time.
That's 3 o'clock. That would be like everyone. How let's cooperate and get our reading done.
So that's a really long word.
Oh, that would be cross country.
Country. Cross country is skiing cross country.
Guys, let's all cooperate and read and get it done and work as hard as possible. And then we can get my kid next year.
Today we are going to be filling out page 72, I believe, right, in your word workbook?
Yep. It's the challenge.
This is an expository text. Do you guys remember what an expository text is? It will teach you some facts about voting. It's called Vote. It's on page 146.
Wait, what page is in here?
And we will be on page 72 in your practice book.
I don't really get it because it's cross country and then strapped.
Well, 4 down says tied down, yep. So that works because it should be CROSS.
Oh, SS.
Page 146. An expository text is a true text, or it's a text that will teach you some information. It'll give you some facts. There may be... In this book, we're going to learn about how a town chooses a mayor. They are going to vote. That's why it's called Vote, and it's by Eileen Crystallo. She is the author, so this is going to be her point of view. We're going to be looking at the author's point of view as we're reading this book. So you're going to be filling in the graphic organizer on point of view on page 72 while we read this book. If you look at the pictures on 146 and 147, what is the scene showing? Huh? Yes. 146. Look at the illustration. What do you see? You see people holding up signs? Where do you think this is in the town? Where does this scene take place? Yes, Jeff.
How do you spell close?
Just sound it out as best you can. Where do you think this takes place?
In a town.
In the middle of the town, right? What's written on the signs? I see vote for Brown, maybe vote for Chris, vote for Sparky. You think those are the people they want for mayor?
I wrote Trump.
We don't write in our books. Yeah. So they're who they want you to vote for.
Vote Trump.
All right, you can turn to page 148. So we're going to be looking at the point of view of the author. So we're looking at what the author is telling us about.
Wait, are we only writing in the point of view box in the book?
No, we have to write details in the box that help us prove the author's point of view. Right? Okay, so just write on a piece of paper today. And then turn on a fan and leave your book open. Okay? So go put it back on the Eva desk fan. So suppose you're in town. Town is about to choose a new mayor. How will you do it? You'll vote. Voting is a way to choose. You can vote for your favorite books, movie stars, candy bars, even puppies.
Even president.
What phrases show what the author thinks about voting? Did you hear any phrases in what I read? Bentley? Listen for some phrases that shows what the author thinks. Suppose your town is about to choose a new mayor. How will you do it? You'll vote. Voting is a way to choose. You can vote for favorite books, movie stars, candy bars, or even puppies. What are some phrases? Bentley.
Voting is the way you choose.
Voting is a way to choose. That would be a detail.
So write in the detail.
Yep.
The other day, my cover fell off my sofa, and now
Yes.
only this paper is starting to fall off. Only this paper. Can I take it off? Just work. No, Mason, go tape it.
Whatever you want to do, Mason.
Yeah, the detail. Wait, where do we write that?
Jeff, don't worry about Mason.
Can I go on Epic and read? You'll vote?
You'll vote would be another detail from that. What do those two sentences? Now this is time for you to think. Tell us about the author's point of view.
Wait, can you write that in another detail box?
No, this would be one detail box. Okay. What does that tell us about the author's point of view? Bentley?
Voting is a thing you should do.
Voting is a thing you should do, or voting is important? Voting is important.
How is it important? Wait, where did we write that?
This goes in the bottom box, in the point of view box.
Jessica, we don't get a single word search in this whole book.
I need a volunteer to read me some of these boxes on page 148. Who is Bentley? You want to read 148 boxes?
I'm Chris Smith, candidate for mayor. I hope you'll vote for me. When I was a puppy at the dog pound, the Smiths came along looking for a puppy. They couldn't decide between me and Poodle, so they voted. I voted for
Mutt.
No, the Poodle vote for the Poodle, Angela. Mutt.
So which one did they get?
The Mutt.
Yep, because it's a 2-to-1, right? So if someone wants to be elected mayor, she needs to convince as many people as her possible to vote for her. All right, what does Sparky say? Who wants to read page 149 boxes? Jack?
So if Chris gets the most votes, she'll be mayor. What does the mayor do? The mayor is the leader of the city. Let's go help Chris find some votes. You have my vote. I'm going to vote for Brown. Growl. You can't vote for Brown. Sparky, stop that. This country is a democracy.
Democracy.
That means people have a right to vote for whoever they want. That was funny.
So, who does Sparky want to win? Do you guys know? Based on the picture?
Chris.
He wants Chris Smith to win? Yep. All right, turn to page 150. Many people just don't vote. Why not? Maybe they think their vote is a little like a drop of water in an enormous ocean. Their vote is only one out of many, many votes. But sometimes the winner of the election is decided by just a few votes. What kind of details did we just get there? Bentley?
But sometimes the winner of an election is decided by just a few.
Yep, sometimes the winner is decided by a few votes.
Can you write that in a different box?
Sure, you can go down the box if you want.
Are we writing that in the same one?
You can write it in the same one or you can go down a box.
Do I have to write
You'll vote?
Yeah.
You should, but it's up to you. Winner is decided by a few. The more you write down, the more information you'll have when you go to write your summary. Does that still support this? Voting is important? Yes? Yep, so that's still the same point of view that the author is doing. Who decided who could vote? When the country began, the founding fathers wrote a constitution. It said that we would govern ourselves. It said people should vote, but it didn't say who could vote. That was left to each state to decide, and that was a problem. Angry people protested. They wrote letters, they held rallies and made speeches, they marched, they arrested, they went on hunger strikes. Some were killed trying to claim the right to vote. But it took many years, 4 amendments of the Constitution, and several new laws, and before all the citizens, 18 years and older, were allowed to vote. Can some people read the boxes for me? I kind of skipped those. 150 and then also on 151. Jack, you want these ones?
If people don't vote, they're letting everyone else decide for them. Well, I wish I could vote, but kids can't vote until they're 18. It took almost 80 years for black men to win the right to vote. It was 130 years before all women could vote. Hey, I just traveled back to 1789.
What's that guy thinking?
I want to say George Washington on the back. I want to do it.
Johnny, you want to do that one?
The Constitution doesn't say women can vote. It doesn't say only men can't vote either. Women just don't understand these things. Well, I don't know, own man, but I have the right to vote. The Constitution doesn't stay back. People can vote.
Can't vote.
Can't vote.
So that is why they had to change the laws to make it very clear that all people could vote who were over 18 and citizens of the country. All right. Continuing on. If you want to vote, you need to register. Where? At your town office, or you can download a registration form on the internet, or you might even find a booth set up in a shopping mall or at a political rally. Do you want to join a political party? You've probably heard of the Democrats and the Republicans, but you could join the Green Party, the Libertarians, the America First Party, or the Progressives, to name a few. Or you could be independent and not join a party at all. What does the author tell us here about voting? What does the author tell us about getting?
All different types of parties.
You could join all different types of parties, right? You could join in details a party. Huh? You can use a different detail box, yes. Is it hard to register? And that's a point of view, right? It's not hard to register to vote. And we know this because they told us there are many ways to register, right? You could go to the mall, the town office.
I forgot they were having church confirmation.
Before you vote, yes. Before you vote, you'll need to find out about different candidates. How? Read newspapers, watch TV news, listen to the radio, or surf the internet. Do you agree with their ideas? You might even have a chance to hear the candidates debate. You might even be able to ask questions. So that's a detail. We need to learn about the candidates. Who wants to read? Huh? Yep. Who wants to read the boxes for me? Or the Sparky guys? Okay. Jacob, are you filling in your boxes? Jack wants to. You can have the next one, then.
Why doesn't she want to go to a party? It's not a birthday party, it's a political party.
Political.
Political parties are like clubs for
Voters.
who share similar ideas. Ideas about what? About government, schools, healthcare, environment, stadiums. Is there a party that thinks dogs should vote? Yeah. How do we know if Chris will be a good mayor? He lets us sleep on the couch. That's important. We need new schools. Classes are being held in halls. There you go again, spending our money.
Which one do you think you agree with? Would you want the person who wants you to have a classroom or a person that is okay with you learning in the hallway?
I would be okay with learning in the hallway. I would be okay with learning in the hallway. I would rather make a bunch of money and then buy a better school. Yeah, actually.
All right. Before an election, everyone tries to guess who will win. Pollsters ask some of the voters whom they're planning to vote. Then they estimate who will be the winner. But voters can change their mind. So in our recent election, you heard the pollsters guess that Biden would win by a landslide. Is that what happened?
No.
So they were wrong, weren't they?
We don't even know if Biden or Trump won.
We don't even know yet because it's such a close election. Bentley, you want to read some of the...
Oh, I was just going to say I got a detail.
Oh, what's
They estimate who will be the winner.
Sure, we can add that.
Detail?
Sure. Estimate who will be the... I will move when I'm done writing. Winner. But they're wrong because voters change their minds, right? All right. Okay.
Someone just called to ask who I'm voting for, and you said,
That's a command test.
what? But Smith is so much better. That Hollister should have asked me, do you need help? You sure do. We have to mail 14,000 letters by tonight. We're hoping you'll vote for Chris Smith. Please vote for Chris Smith and please donate money. What do the letters say?
So the letters say, please vote for Chris Smith, please donate money. How can you help your candidate win? You can volunteer to help answer phones, call voters, address envelopes, hand out flyers. Campaigns need lots of help. And they need lots of money to help pay for phones, computers, stamps, flyers, bumper stickers, and most of all, ads and more ads. Where will they find the money? From the voters, right? All right. You might want to turning to page 156 if you didn't turn the page. You might want to donate a few dollars to your favorite candidate's campaign. Or maybe you'll be invited to a fundraising dinner where you would pay $250 for a fancy hamburger and a chance to meet the candidate. If you donate lots of money, maybe the candidate will listen to you more than other voters. Is that fair? Does that mean your vote will count more than other voters? Votes. There's a lot of disagreement about this. By the last week of the campaign, everyone is tired. But candidates make more speeches, they shake more hands, they run more and more ads, and maybe, just maybe, they'll convince another few voters to vote for them. What are some details we got there? What did the author tell us? What was the author's thoughts about campaigning? Bentley?
You might want to donate a few dollars.
You could donate money, yep, to a campaign. Does the author think it's fair that some people can donate more than others?
Yes.
The author said, if you donate lots of money, maybe the candidate will listen to you more. Does that sound like they think that's fair?
Yes.
No. They think, so the point of view is campaigns campaigning. You need to go sit down, Aubrey. I'm sorry you're having a hard time seeing.
It's not fair.
Can be unfair. Fair in Bentley's detail is the amount of money. Donated. Also, campaign ads might not tell the truth. Did you see any false campaign ads?
Yes.
Campaign ads might be misleading. Finally, it's election day. See, we keep hearing Smith wants to spend all our money. That worries me. Chris Smith wants to spend your money. That's an ad for Brown. He's trying to worry us. What does Chris Smith want to spend the money on? Something that's important, right? Schools. So when they say Chris Smith wants to spend your money, does that sound like it's spending it on a good thing? No. No, that's why it's misleading. Save your money. Vote for Bill Brown. Honest, reliable, a nice guy. Honest? That ad isn't honest. Brown makes sense to me. I'm worried. There are lots of these signs for Brown. It's going to be a close election. Who do you think's going to win, guys?
Mr. Brown.
Let's take a vote. Stand up if you think it's Brown. Sit down if you think it's Smith.
I think it's
Who's it going to be? All right, let's turn the page and see what we find out on Election Day. Please sign in here, your name. Dad, are you voting for Mom? You'd better vote for me. Why do we have to sign in? They have to sign in to check if they're registered and to make sure they only vote once. Most voters are assigned a particular place to vote. A school, a library, a church basement. Wherever there is a space for voting booths, that is where what if you're away on voting day? You can get an absentee ballot in advance. Some places let people vote by mail or on the internet. A few places set up voting machines early. But however you vote, you get just one vote. You can't go back and vote again. In most places, people use voting machines. Many cities and towns are replacing old machines with new electronic ones. But in very small towns, voters still mark paper ballots with a pencil. However you do it, you'll vote in a private booth, and no one can see how you'll vote. There's lots to vote for. The mayor and city council, and the question, should dogs be on leashes in public places? I finally decided, but don't ask. Voters are a secret. You voted for Brown. You peeked?
You pee?
What do people in our towns use to cast their votes? Do you guys know? I filled out a paper ballot yesterday for my voting. I don't know who I voted for. It's a secret. All right, when voting ends, the counting begins. Who will win? Stay close to your TV and radio to find out. Usually a few hours after the polls close, the winner is announced. Looks like Brown is winning. Oh no, but there are still lots more votes to count. Congratulations, Madam Mayor. And the winner is my mom. I'll be mayor dog. We won. Chris Smith won. Oh, but wait. What if the election is won by only a few votes? The candidate who lost can ask that the votes be counted again. Then it could take a few days or longer to carefully recount the ballots and find out who really won. Uh-oh, Brown wants a recount. I'll tell her. What's wrong? I won by just 105 votes out of 35,000. That's why Bill Brown wants a recount. Do you think Chris will lose? She might. How do people feel when voting ends?
Chris does not win.
How are people feeling when the voting ends?
Chris Smith is the same person. Johnny. Bill Brown's the other one.
Turn to page 162. Page 162. At last, the election is decided. In the end, someone does win and someone does lose.
Oh, I bet if Biden loses, you're going to be like, recount the votes.
Will everybody be happy when the election's over? But in our story, the mayor serves everybody, right? Mayor serves everyone. Some people will be happy, and some people will be sad. There's lots of details in this expository text, aren't there? You aren't happy? You wish the other candidate had won? Well, remember, the mayor works for everyone, even those people who didn't vote for her. She'll need to listen to all the voters. So even if Trump doesn't win, Biden still has to listen to all of us and has to work to try and help all of us. Just like people weren't happy when Trump won, he still has to serve everybody in the United States. That's their job as president. All right, the voters will have been recounted. Bill Brown was correct. Mistakes were made. Smith actually won by 203 votes.
Whoa.
More than Brown. Almost half the voters don't want Chris to be the mayor. Looks like the bright side, slightly more than half want her. Brown lost, I guess. We won't get a new stadium. But we might get to build a new school. I'm going to write a letter to Chris Mills and tell her why the town needs a stadium. She needs to listen to all her voters. Turn the page. After she was sworn in, the new mayor will have a few years to do her job. What are they doing? I promise to do my best. Chris Smith is being sworn in as mayor. She won't please all the people all the time, but if she does a good job, the voters will elect her again. I wonder if I'll be sworn as mayor dog. Who says you get to be mayor dog? What about me? So, what did you guys learn about voting? Voting is important.
We've been reading for half an hour.
I want you guys to write a paragraph from the story about voting.
Wait, what?
You need to write a summary of the story vote, but you can write it about voting. So,
We still have this page.
never mind. We won't do the summary.
Yes, 2 weeks in a row.
I guess we took a long time. So make sure you got all the details and things.
Woo!